Okay. Like I said, it's been about a week, I guess. We've gone out um, on the trail. He did well, mostly walking. Where do we go? So I haven't done as much work in the arena as I have out and about. I mean, I have, but yeah. Anyways, he had a vet appointment and other things going on too. So I'm going to, because every day I want to review the things that I really want to code into the horses. That they just go, oh, every day. It's like, it reminds me of you see the one room schoolhouse where they all, in the movies or TV shows, or they all chant the times tables together. That's what I want these ideas to be to him. Just so easy, so natural for him to do. Now I come over here and I did do some work showing him the ladder and the open door because those are new for him today. And that's pretty good. I'm not going to go over there and have him lick them, but I'm like, okay, about right there. He's a little uncomfortable, so I'll just keep that in mind as we go to work. Now, his biggest issue was reversing the neck, and so teaching him to extend the neck was the thing to do, which does consistently. He does it well. Um, he's willing to stay in an extended neck with that amount of letting go. Because, if you let go of your neck, a lot of your body lets go as well. Also, for his symmetry, we have put together, let's move your shoulders. Because horses will tend to put more weight over one shoulder than the other. And by moving their shoulders, you can request, hey, can we put some more weight over there? You're putting an awful lot of weight in this direction. I would like to balance that out. And he does this well, reliably. He's showing a little bit of, we lost, there we go. We lost the straightness there. There we go. There we go. In some programs, the horse who would have the reverse neck that he does, they would work on these things for about a year to just reprogram the muscles. Now, I don't have a year, so I'm going to do the best I can with the time I have and put together the best program for him I can in that time. There we go. Now, if the owner wants to follow through and keep working, this is um, extending the neck like this without any gizmos or gadgets actually takes some timing and some feel, and a lot of people struggle with it because it's a request followed by a forward idea. And I don't know why. It's probably just a human thing. Humans want to keep pulling, 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 pulling. Traction is our thing. We don't do this very much. This is not as much of what we do during the day, if you think about it, as this. We pick something up and put it down. Sometimes we go like this, which is good. It's not often that we go like this, unless you're putting something down in the cabinet. So, and other times I've observed that horses who reverse the neck a lot can feel quite emotionally out of control or on the edge. And it does not feel good for the human to say, hey, how about I give you some reins? Because if we are feeling scared, we're going to come in here, not here. So it's not super easy to do, but it is a huge tool to help these horses to moderate their emotions, moderate their position. Plus, a reverse neck drops the musculature, especially at the base of the neck and near there. That gets bulgy. This gets atrophied. So that was very scientific. I'm glad you picked up on that. Um, and so they don't have good muscle structure either. So we've got that going on. We moved our shoulders. Oh, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. I'm sorry. And that right there, that little head nod, is part of his what he does when he's nervous. The other thing I've added, he's been here a month and a little bit. The other thing I've added is I'm starting to do lateral movements with him, walk and trot. Walk is pretty solid. Trot is getting there. And there's a lot of reasons why this is good. Mentally, it's a puzzle, and they're in there, helping solve a puzzle. Physically, they're getting, they're, look it up. There's tons of advantages to doing these things. Adduction, abduction, I can say all those things a million times. Change of balance, suppleness, protecting the joints, blah, blah, blah. I just keep singing the same song. And so, every horse that I ride learns all of the sideways movements because that is how I can communicate to them other things, like if I wanted to side pass and open a gate. Well, then I've already coded that in through shouldering, etc., etc. And I do like to have both categories of sideways movements where they move away from the flexion and move into the flexion. Moving into the flexion is harder. This is travers on a circle, but what a benefit, especially at the walk for him, to get this slow muscle building. There we go. And right there, he started working the bit a little bit more, so I'm just keeping that in mind. Like, And then travers this way. Haunches come in, shoulders stay on the track, or you can take the shoulders out and leave the haunches on the track. If you can communicate to them, you can do either or, whatever suits you. People can have arguments about that, but I have to ride. I have to get things done. There. Oh, this way is a little bit challenging for him. I stick with him here. There we go. There. And then I like to ask them, hey, how about extending your neck after that challenging thing? Because I want to set this emotional wave. This is challenging. So your emotions came up a little, and then we go back down on the emotions. And what I'm doing is setting up a pattern that if we do something challenging, we're likely going to come back down. I'm not going to go up, 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 up where you can't do it. I'm going to come up. We're going to have a clear understanding, and then we're going to come back down. And that's the pattern I want to set up. Okay, that feels pretty good. And I want him thinking forward and downward into the trot. Pretty good. Then the trot is his main working gait. There we go. And I want to have not only whatever position he chooses, but have the option to say, let's extend the neck. There we go. This is up today. Not bad. Right there, he's coming over the inside shoulder just a little bit. There we go. So can you let go just a little bit? And right there, he tripped and chose to walk, which has been an interesting observation on my part that, this is a 100-mile horse. And I asked him to trot in the manege and I asked him to trot outside. I only trotted a bit on the trail and I sat down and he walked. So I am just observing, a super duper 100-miler in the manege, he would just as soon walk. So I don't know if that means anything at all, but it's my job to observe. So I'm going to do that. And right there, he's like, I'm walking. Are you poopy? Nope. And there he really insisted that he was going to walk. There we go. There we go. So the question is, when he's in a relaxed state, does he really not want to trot? Does he struggle trotting in a relaxed state? I mean, there's a lot of questions. There's not very many answers, but there's a lot of questions. And right there, he just blew inside. So, you look at these guys and they're big, hairy puzzles that we try to figure out and help them to be comfortable with what we're doing. I'm thinking extend the neck, and trot. Yeah, not the greatest, but not bad. There we go. There we go. There we go. So we've got a pretty good nervous system here. He's still looking out the door. It's fine. I would expect that. There. Give him a big give back for that. There. There. Now he's trotting better. Did it just take a few minutes for him to feel like he feels okay trotting? That's another, I have no idea. All I can do is, and there he wants to walk. So, and I'm not getting into the obedience side of it because that's not where his issues lay. He's a fairly obedient horse. But it is interesting that a horse that will go 9-0 for 50 to 100 miles is just as happy walking. And it's a puzzle. Okay, I needed to slow down right there. There we go. Long neck. Getting some nice trot parts in though. Up, 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 up. We don't need to. Yes. With him, not with every horse, but with him, the neck comes up, the emotions come up. So, and a level neck, I'm going to ask him to go again and just see what we get. A level neck is a nice neutral neck. Sometimes I ask him to go longer, lower, and that's more for an emotional response. And I'm going to ask him to go again. See what we get. There. 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 A little bit more. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. And let him walk. Back to trot. Okay. Interesting. Back to trot.